Real quick, I'd love for you, everybody, to comment on what's been your number one biggest takeaway of the Hey Bro Show since we started. And it's almost going to be episode 11. We're going into 3 months, guys, of consistently being here and stepping up and getting it done. But I want to get right started into this topic today and having Scotty on. So without further ado, let me introduce Scotty. And I think the best way I want to say to you guys about Scotty is that, as you guys jump on, is that this is what I realized when I was at Summit. I'm going to say this about Scotty. Scotty went up there. The men in this network, as you guys know, there's a lot less men leaders. And the fact to watch Scotty walk up on stage as a 5-time elite coach, being one of the only males, it made me proud, grateful to have Scotty as a friend. But seeing him up there as one of the male coaches, 5-time elite, that was up there. And then second, guys, when they put the Million Club members, as they call it, up there, and Scotty was up there again. So, I want you guys to realize it's not possible, it's past possible. And it made me even realize, as I'm trying to achieve one of my goals and milestones is the Million Club, there's Scotty, he did it. And I want you guys to see us and see Scotty as he did it. It's not possible, it's past possible, it's on you. And knowing Scotty, with what he has in his recognition, I know he's a 14-star diamond, as you guys know, 5-time elite, $1 million club earner, Success Club All-Star legend. I don't have the exact months in front of me. Scotty, what do you have right now? What?
75.
75 months in Success Club. So, this is so beyond if you guys are sitting there and saying, oh, I can't do this, I'm not getting support, I'm a male, the girls are crushing it. For real. I sat in a stadium with 25,000 coaches and watched Scotty go up on that stage, took video, sent it to him, sat there with Kristen, gave her an elbow and said, see, there he is. He's doing it. Any male can do it. Anybody can do it. So, Scotty, welcome to episode 11. Great to see you on. Nice hat again. And I kick it over to you for a sec.
Awesome. Well, intro David real quick. David, one of my best friends. I have the honor to be accountability partners with him. Also, going to go out and have a barbecue with him 2 Wednesdays from now, I believe it is. Take our girls out. We have 3 girls. He has 3 girls, so we connect a lot on that level. Going to go visit him and spend some time with him in just a couple weeks. So excited about that. He's one of my best friends. Without going into too much detail, he asked me one thing I love about David. A great coach is a great friend to somebody. And, David asked me a question that nobody asked me during one of the hardest times of my life. And, I will always remember that about him, and that's why I know he's an amazing coach. But let's share a little bit about David so you know who he is. He is the man who's absolutely crushed it on stage at Summit. I gave him a standing ovation. I was right up there in the front and got to watch him share a very personal story about his life and then give us some motivation to raise our standards in life. So if you haven't watched that, go on his channel and watch it. It's on his YouTube channel. I saw it on there. It'll definitely make you think about life at a different level. David is an 8-star diamond coach, also a diamond in his second business center, a Success Club legend, all-star legend for 69 months, a 2-time elite coach, also a 6-figure earner with Team Beachbody, and father of 3, husband to Kristen, and a lieutenant of the New York State Police, New York City Police. And also, one thing that I want to share is that he is just an amazing accountability and friend to me. I also want to give a special shout out. I saw Josh Spencer on here. I'm shouting him out because he is a former top coach, #1 coach in the company. I think it's important that the men know that and recognize that. He was the one that inspired me to take that helped me believe that it was possible for me to be a top 10 coach and to lead our team into that position. I met him at an event exactly 12 months into my journey. We talked for about 2 hours, and I said, after I left that conversation with him, I said, why not me? If Josh can do this, I can do this. So I want to recognize that he's here as well. And then, David, I'm going to pass it back to you because I know you have some amazing things to share.
Absolutely. Thanks, Scotty. And again, as well, Josh, thank you for being on. Guys, some people were asking me, what do you need to do at times before I get into the topic to be successful? And you got to surround yourself with people that lift you up, that are engines in your life. And I could say from the men's leadership event that I got to speak at and getting to know Josh, he's another great dude sitting next to him at Summit, just BSing. But when you surround yourself with people that lift you up, it makes you up your game. And I'm grateful for Josh as well and the friendship we had and a little quick workout when he kind of came in when we had a workout with Tony Horton on Sunday. But Josh, thanks for coming on. And guys, I'm excited about this topic. So guys, acting on Summit, I have about 5 points I just want to hit on, and I'm going to kick it to Scotty, because I think the number one thing with Summit is we come off of Summit and we're so fired up, we're so excited. We leave there, we're like, I'm going to be a 15-star diamond millionaire coach in a week. You know, and we go there, and what most often happens, and I see happen over and over again, is about a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks go by, and people lose the motivation, they lose the momentum, and they don't, in fact, take any action. And, you know, ideas without action means nothing. It's garbage. It's crap. I hate to say it, but it is. So my first point for you guys is, guys, don't have paralysis of analysis. And what I mean by that is I think that you learn so much information from so many different leaders. You have pages and pages full of notes. You may have tons of videos, all the new product announcements, all the new trainings that are going on, and you leave there and you don't know where to start. And you literally, probably some of you right now, and I wish I could see you like a Zoom call, but I can't, but feel free, by a show of hands, how many of you summits went by for a week and you have not taken action on the new stuff of what you should be doing? Like, you know, I know so many people do that, because I once did that early on in Summit, because you don't know where to begin, which goes into my second point. You need to pick 1 or 2 things and don't try to do them all at once. So what I mean by that is you went to the workshops, you went to the trainings, you heard other top coaches speak, you pick up nuggets, you have aha moments. You don't need to master them all, guys. You don't need to be doing every single thing you learned. You need to find the 1 or 2 things that relate to you on what you're doing now, or 1 or 2 things that relate to you that you can add to what you're doing now to better improve yourselves now, and then in fact implement them, take action on them, and do it. I think that if you have 30 pages of notes, I want you after this call to go back and find the 1 or 2 things that are the most important to you, most vital to you, that can help you the most, that you could be most persistent and consistent about, know you're going to go all in, and implement them. Like today, not tomorrow, Sunday, not, oh, I'm going to start on Monday, none of that BS crap. It's Saturday. Like when I finish today, I have work to do and follow-ups to do. I know it's Saturday, but I'm getting my work done today. There is no time to wait. So I want you to act on 1 or 2 things, because I know the vast majority of you, from what I hear, because it happens on my team, is they have so much information, they don't know where to start. Number 3, guys, is that to keep the momentum of where you're going, you have to be committing to your personal development. I know I came back and I upped my game. I've been listening to more personal development. I'm listening to the Motivation Manifesto now by Brendon Burchard, because he was absolutely amazing at Summit. And I had that book, guys, I'll be honest, on my Audible app for a year. I haven't got around to it, but I'm listening to it. The Obstacle is Away is the second one. Kristen signed up to go to see Brendon Burchard in September, the end of the month, to keep the momentum going. Because, guys, I remember Brendon saying at Summit, and it was in the leadership portion, and I know Scotty was there, it was something about that motivation doesn't come, momentum brings motivation. It's not the other way around. And I think most people are looking for the motivation, and now you have it at Summit, but the only way that it's going to continue is by you building momentum and continue on those activities that are going to get you there. And that's by taking action and committing to your personal growth. So my challenge for you, and guys, if you're watching this, comment below, what personal development are you doing now to carry on the motivation and inspiration that you got at Summit, so that your mindset is there, that your skills are there, and you're growing each and every day as a person. Because if you don't have something to continue on, mark my words, in a week or 2 weeks, you're going to be back in the rut of where you were a week ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, whatever it is. Don't fall in the trap. Commit to your personal development. I'd love to hear, comment below of what you guys are reading right now and doing at least 10 minutes a day. Remember, Scotty did a post in a video on, he did 52 books in a month. So I don't want to hear, with 5 kids, I don't want to hear that you don't have 10 minutes a day. Listen to it in the car on the way to work, which I do. Listen to it when you're cleaning dishes at night, which I do. Find your time. Listen to it when you're in the shower. I literally leave my phone on a hook over my towel, and I have my iPhone projecting personal development in. It's not a negotiable thing. It's non-negotiable to get it done. Number 4, guys, you need to finally commit. I think that so often that we go to events like this and we're still half in. And I love when somebody, and I heard somebody say before, you know, you can't be half pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not. And I think that so often you have to realize that you saw the big picture at Summit, you saw the opportunity, you saw the success, You saw what I just spoke about with Scotty on stage with what he got for recognition for crushing it. You saw other people doing it. This isn't some baby little thing, guys. This is, yes, it's unconventional. Yes, it's not a 9-to-5 job, but it's for real. Like, for real, a real business. And you need to finally commit. And you need to get over your excuses. And you need to get out of your own way, and you need to go for it. So that's number 4. Guys, number 5, and then I'm going to get into my last point. I think this is a big one. Stop waiting for someone to lead you on what to do coming out of Summit and going forward. For many of you that know me or know me well or follow me for a couple years now, my coach quit. And my coach was on the inside leg of his coach. So I remember early on that my coach now, by default, you know, who's a great guy, kind of basically told me, Dave, yeah, you're on an island. And you know what? I didn't have a personal sponsor coach to mentor me. I didn't have a team growing under me. It didn't exist. So if you want this, stop accepting your life and start leading your life and take ownership of where you're at. Rule yourself. I love the Rule Yourself commercial with the Under Armour commercial with Michael Phelps. It's about ruling yourself and taking ownership. And I think so often, and I know it because I get the messages, David, you know, I'm not getting this or I'm not getting that supporter. Can you help me with this? And you know what? Google, YouTube, Scotty has tons of videos. I have a few hundred videos. It's there, guys. The answers are for you. It's what you do in the dark that comes out in the light. What are you doing at 11 o'clock at night when nobody's watching you? Are you waiting for somebody to give you permission to take action, to take what you learned in Summit, to take all these notes and what we're giving you to take action? Just do the work, guys. Do the work. You have it in front of you. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. And my last point, guys, which you absolutely should be doing is who has their Summit ticket already for next year? Because right now it's on special for $145. I have my Summit ticket. I already know I'm going to be here a year from now. Some of you may say, oh my God, I'm supposed to have, you know, that's a tough time. It was moved to June. I'm hearing in my network, oh, I'm a teacher. I don't know if I can get off. Like, really, like, commit now, get your ticket, and worry about it later. It's a mindset. If you're committing now, you're showing you're all in. If you're not getting your Summit ticket now because you're already thinking of the excuses of why you can't be there, then you're half pregnant. You're not all in, and you will never get to where you want to go. You can't want to be a 6-figure earner in this business, but have a penny mindset. Treat it as a penny business. You have to be all in with the events, committing to Summit next year, committing to taking action, and committing to paying it forward each and every day. All right, guys, I'm going to kick it over to Scotty on acting on Summit. Go ahead, brother.
Awesome, dude. I love those 5 tips. I'm going to have to go back and make sure I write them down. And you know what I love is like how we can work as an accountability partnership. And I think it's important that you find somebody like David and I, as you've heard, we're not in the same lineage of Beachbody coaches. We're in separate teams, but we pair up and we work together and we challenge each other. So I challenge you to find somebody to help hold you accountable. And that's going to be one of the things I talk about. But we didn't talk about what points David's going to share, what I'm going to share. I could totally throw them off. Like, why am I sitting on the yard with a baseball mitt? You guys are going to see something crazy. You know, we don't know what we're going to do, but we have accountability, and it's kind of cool how things work together. So he gave you some specific tips. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell a couple stories because I believe stories are something you can really relate it into your life and be able to take it forward. And then I'm going to share with you exactly what I'm doing leaving out of Summit because I'm just like every single one of you guys. I'm going to be a little vulnerable with you guys right here. This is my 6th Summit that I've been to. I've already bought my tickets for the 7th Summit. Been talking to every member on my team to be there. But one thing that I think about is, guys, I have 1,000 things on my mind. And one thing to share with you guys, every summit I have taught a workshop or spoke on stage like David did. This is the first workshop, our first summit that I spoke at a team meeting with like 1,800 people before we started, but I didn't speak in the workshops or on the main stage. So this is the first time that I have sat down in every workshop, in every class, took notes. And I'll tell you guys, I feel just like you guys, overwhelmed. There's like 1,000 things. I have like 10 pages of note, like 1,000 things that I wrote down, and 1,000 things I learned. But I'm going to tell you guys the things I took away. And a lot of the things I took away, and I think it's important that you understand this mindset, is people telling stories. And it made me think about a story in my life where I was like, oh, that's how I became this type of person. This is how I developed this mindset, this skill, or this talent. This is how I apply it in my Beachbody Coach business. This is how I could teach somebody else to think through that story. One of the main things I wrote down, it's circled, stars, I rewrote it a couple times, was don't just tell people what to do in a business. Like all of that stuff, I've told people what to do in 2,000 different videos on YouTube. David's told it in a few hundred videos. One of the things that really stuck out to me, men, and I want you guys to understand, is you've got to teach people how to think. You got to teach people how to solve problems, teach people how to work through obstacles, teach people how to do things, like how to think about different situations. So one of the things that I learned is Kim Carver in the leadership meeting was talking about going back over the donuts, and you can go watch a video on that on YouTube. Search like Beachbody Donuts. I'm sure you can find it. But it talks about putting the donuts on a baseball bat. And I'd heard about it in the group where we were learning about that. But when he was telling the story, I was writing notes down about my journey as a baseball player and in my youth. And I'm just going to tell you guys real quick, I was able to play in the Little League World Series. I was able to go on and play that. And there was this contest at the end, like a home run derby, base running contest. And I was the fastest runner in the entire Little League World Series at the age of 14. And I was thinking back, as I was sitting in that workshop, I was thinking about this. I was like, what made that? And it was my coach. My coach is what made. I was like the smallest player on the team, the least confident, the least self-esteem, but I became the fastest base runner and playing on the Little League World Series. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story, and it helped me understand how to be a better leader. And I'm gonna tell you guys this because in order for you to lead your team, you've got to be able to build that leadership and take ownership of that. And I'm gonna talk to you guys about it as I'm walking inside, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. This dang live video kills my battery, and I just got the low power mode. So we're gonna talk as we walk. One of the things, and I want you to write this down. I did a live video with my team on Monday because I had 1,000 things I was thinking about, just like David. Like, I'm overwhelmed, and I let my team know, hey, I'm scared, I'm overwhelmed. I have all these ideas, and I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know yet what to do is what I said. And I was sitting there going through my notes on Monday morning before I came home. And Kim Carver, and I'm going to tell you guys to do this. Kim Carver told us to make a decision list. A decision list. Like you have all these notes. What are you going to do? Like, what specific things are you going to do and execute on when you get home? So one thing I want you to write right now on your piece of paper in your notes is a decision list. So as you're getting ideas from David, from me, that you can make your own decision list so you can act on that, execute on that. Go back to what David said about Brendan Bouchard. Don't wait to be motivated. Like, take action. You'll get excited by the momentum, and then you'll feel motivation. So what made a great coach? And one thing that I want you guys to know is I talked to my team. I let them know that I felt overwhelmed. I felt scared. And I'll tell them, I told them I didn't feel fulfilled walking. Like David says, I walked on stage as a 5-time elite coach. But guys, what I want you guys to understand is I did not feel fulfilled up there. And I let my team know that. And the reason is I'm going to share this and be vulnerable with you guys is our team has continued to grow. Yes, we've had ups and downs and obstacles. That's going to happen in any business. But this was the first year I had 0 personally sponsored new Star Diamond coaches, 0 personally sponsored new elite coaches, and my 3 elite coaches I had last year didn't make elite by just a little bit. And I was up there being celebrated, but I didn't feel fulfilled because my team was not where I wanted them to be. So I began to self-evaluate on this Monday morning, and I was overwhelmed, and I'll be honest with you guys, I was in tears sitting there, writing down what's my action plan, what's my decision plan. And as I was doing that, like, I felt this feeling. I felt this feeling like I was praying and trying to figure out what do I do coming out of this. And I just felt this calmness, this peace, and it just said, hey, I hear you. Like, I heard that. And I was like, okay, now what do I do? Like, you hear me? But I felt this calm and this peace, and I immediately turned on my phone, got to my personally sponsored coach page. I usually do everything live in public. I just did it for my PS coach. I got very vulnerable with them, how I felt. And I let them know that I felt like I was failing them in areas as a coach, that I was not a good enough coach, and that I needed to improve. And that post, let's say, had the most traction I've probably ever had in 7 years. Because one thing that I realized is I'm so optimistic. I'm so vision-oriented that I just tell people, this is what we're doing. We're doing awesome things. And I'm a great motivator and great person that gets enthusiastic and helps people see the positive thing. But what I've realized about the story about baseball that I'm going to relate to you is that, like, what I'm doing is not the type of coaching that my coach did to make me great at baseball. And I was like, how can I apply this to Beachbody? And I have my baseball mitt, but I was going to, like, do the moves for you and show you. But I'm gonna tell what my coach did for baseball, and then I'm gonna relate it to Beachbody and how you could relate it to your business, to being a great leader for your future teams, for your prospects that are gonna join your team. I became played in the Little League World Series, got to travel. I played third base and shortstop, which is a great high pressure position to play in, and became the fastest runner. But I'm gonna tell you guys what my coach did, so that I can show you how I took what my coach did and what I'm doing right now. We would do practice. We'd focus on the fundamentals, which is hitting, throwing, grounding balls, throwing balls, your swing. Those are the fundamentals. And you're running. And I played third base and shortstop, so every day he'd hit the ball. What I want you guys to understand, and I'm holding the mitt down here, he didn't hit the ball soft to us. He hit it hard, right? Because we needed to know what it was like in an actual game. And they taught us, you put your knee down, you get in front of the ball, you put your knee on the ground, and you put your body in front of the ball. Like you sacrifice your body for the ball. You don't just throw your mitt down to the side and hope it goes in there, because they can take weird bounces and whatnot. You got to get in front of the ball and your mitt down, knee on the ground, and the ball hopefully hits your mitt, but you sacrifice your body. You could hit your body. So if you guys play baseball, you understand this. So what I want you guys to understand is at practice, this is what my coach did. If we get this, I want you to pay attention to this. If we, without the proper technique and form, threw our mitt down to the side and got the ball, we successfully got the ball, but we did it with the wrong form. We had to sprint around the outside of the baseball field and the fence 5 times, okay? What that did is it taught us to do things the right way, to do the proper technique. Also, guys, what I want you guys to understand, if we got the ball and did it with the wrong technique, we were forced to run around the bases. If we did the proper technique and we missed the goal, which the goal is to stop the ball, throw the ball to first. If we missed, we sprinted. Okay, we sprinted around the field because we did not successfully stop the ball. And so what I want you guys to understand, as the smallest player and the least confident in that position, I missed the ball more than anybody else. I did the wrong technique in the beginning more than anybody else, and I had to sprint and run the field more than anybody else. What that did in the long run, at the time, you're like, this sucks so bad. My coach is so mean. He's so tough. I don't want to be here. I'm exhausted. And when you sprint 5 times, you come back, you're exhausted. You get back at third base, and he fires another ball at you and expects you to do the proper technique again. What I didn't understand in the long run is he helped me become the fastest player in the entire league at running, because I failed so much at that third base, and I had to run and run and run and run. But what it also did is taught me proper technique, taught me to sacrifice myself in front of the ball. And even though it was painful and not fun, I became the starting third baseman in the Little League and go on to the Little League World Series, and then won the fastest base running champion, whatever you call that. So how do we relate that to, that's what, they're teaching techniques at Summit, but they're telling these stories, and I'm thinking about that. And it helped me be able to teach that to my team and share that with them. And I told them this story, and I said, hey, guys, I realized what I've been doing wrong as a coach. You guys tell me you want to pay off your credit cards. You tell me you want to pay off this debt. You tell me that you're working too many hours, commuting too many hours, that your relationships are not where you want to be. And what I'm doing as a coach is you guys are going for Success Club, and you're falling short. And I'm saying, it's all right, guys. You tried hard. Let's get it next month. Or even you're doing all the proper techniques and the 4 vital behaviors, right? And you missed the goal. And I'm saying, it's all right, guys. Just keep trying. Adjust your approach. Keep trying. You're doing okay. And that's how I'm working in that aspect. And then I realized that when I have a leader, maybe they hit Success Club 5, and I know they didn't show up 2 out of the 4 weeks out of the month. I'm saying, good job for hitting Success Club, when I know damn well they're not executing how they should be and at their potential, yet I'm celebrating them for not living up to their potential. And I was failing as a coach in that aspect. That was my biggest takeaway from Coach Summit was that. So I told my team, I asked them permission. Is it okay if I coach you like my coach coached me? That made me become one of the greatest. Is it okay that I tell you when you're not doing what you should be? Is it okay that I tell you when you're able to do more? Is it okay for me to challenge you when you don't live up to your standards and what you say that you want out of life? And so, guys, I wanted to share that with you, that sometimes the biggest takeaways are going to have are not something that someone specifically tells you. Someone tells you a story. So you got to be very aware of what's going on around you and become very self-aware about you, why you act like you do, why you show up like you do to your life, and become grounded in that. So my challenge to you guys is to step up your standards as men. Like, you guys are much capable. You guys are so capable of hitting Success Club 20, becoming the best leaders out there. And just by making that decision of saying, like, I'm not living up to my standards of what I should be doing. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys specifically what I'm going to do, because I was overwhelmed coming out of that. So the one thing that I decided, write this down, a decision page, is that I'm going to challenge people. Like, I'm going to celebrate people. But like, if David's my coach and he hits Success Club and I know that he didn't give as much as he can, I'm going to celebrate him and then say, hey, David, tell me what would have happened if you would have showed up at a higher level, if you would have brought a little bit more energy, a little bit more to your workouts, a little bit more, like you did the minimum 2 invites a day. What would have happened if you would have brought it at the level right here? I'm going to help him think on a different level. So that's the number one thing that I'm doing as I take away from Summit, is I'm making a personal commitment to do that. I made a personal commitment to my team. I said, hey, I was not fulfilled at Summit. I want to be, we are going to be a 15-star diamond team at Summit this year. And it's not going to be anything for me. Like, I've stood on stage and I've been excited. I've stood on stage and felt unfulfilled. I'm not going to be excited about being on stage as a 15-star diamond coach if we push you guys and I put carrots in front of your face and you guys hit the rank, we hit 15-star diamond, and then by the time we get to Summit, half of you guys are not diamonds anymore. That's not going to be fulfilling to me to be up on stage at that level. So we're going to be a 15-star diamond team, because 15 of you guys at least are going to step up and raise the standards in your life, and you're going to start to make the income that you want to make the influence that you want to make, and we're going to change some lives. And I've made that decision. So that's the first thing on my decision page. I set a specific and solid goal. The second thing that I did about this decision page I want you guys to write down is you've got to tell somebody your goal that will hold you accountable to it, that will coach you like my baseball coach coached me. That's going to tell you when you're not doing the activities and hold you accountable to that. So first thing, decision, make a solid decision about what you're going to do. Second, get somebody that's going to hold you accountable to it. So David's going to hold me accountable to it. But I also reached out to someone outside of Beachbody coaching in this realm that can give me a different perspective, that I trust will give me solid advice, and I've told him my goal as well. So that's the one thing I want you guys to do. And then, like, action steps. What are the action steps? Because, like, I saw all these things about new ways to start coaches, all these different things, and there's notes and notes and notes and notes and notes. But I've got to execute on the few things that I know will bring me, that I can get excited about, create momentum, enthusiasm, and get my team, my ones that want to run with me, involved in specifically and run. I'm going to tell you what they are real quick, so that you can think about maybe that's what I should do, or you should specifically figure out what will work best for you. Number one, and it's outside of my comfort zone. I just started Body Beast again. I'm like a week and a half in after recovering from a surgery in January. First time ever I can really lift weights. I'm excited about it, feeling pumped and excited again. But that's very comfortable for me to do Body Beast. I know the program. I decided to do Shift Shop. Okay? Uncomfortable for me. It's not my style of workout, but I know I've worked out with Chris Downing live, and I know how that workout program will impact my coaches and my challengers, so I'm going to do that with them. I'm going to get in the trenches, do that program with them, and be uncomfortable about that. So that's number one. And doing the challenge group with Carl and everybody starting on Monday. So a week and a half in, fired up about Body Beast, I'm switching to do Shift Shop with my team. Number two, I'm creating a Team Cup team. And I got my team all the way gathered up to yesterday, and I reached out to like 20 of my coaches. I said, you tell me you want to achieve this in your business. You are going to be a team leader in a Team Cup, and you're going to find 4 people on the team, and you're going to lead that team. I called like 20 of them out, and they're going to lead a team. I chose and specifically demanded of those that are going to be on my team at least helping 10 people get started in August of Success Club 20 and advancing their business from emerald to diamond no matter what. I said, don't sign up for my team if you're not going to show up at the level that will help you accomplish that goal. So that is one thing specific that I did. Shift Shop for my Team Cup team and challenged other people to do that. Number 3 is I took one solid thing from a leader at the leadership part of the thing, which was Melissa McAllister, which talked about win the week. She had a checklist of like a week where you could check off everything you need to do for your business for an entire week. that's going to do that, like the things that David talked about that you can get excited about. Check it off. That gives you a good feeling, right? Within the endorphins, you check it off and know that week that you're going towards your goal, you're doing the right activities, and we can create momentum and excitement and enthusiasm and motivation through action on that win the week. So I printed out, I put my logo on her win the week form. I printed it out. I told my team, hey, I'm doing this every week. If you want to win the week with me and celebrate success every week, print it out. And we're going to hold each other accountable in the group and show each other each week that we completed these tasks. So I did that. And I can share that. I can put it in a Google Drive. I haven't done that yet. I can put it in a Google Drive, put it in the link to this recording or whatever you guys need. If you need that, if you need like a checklist of what you do every week. So I'm doing that. And then I already told you the other one was set a specific goal. So those are the 4 things. Set a specific goal, have someone hold me accountable, do shift shop, participate in the team cup and raise our standards, and demand that people around me raise our standards. Number 4, win the week. We're just going to do a checklist every week. We have a specific goal. We know where we're going. We're going to do a checklist every week and feel excited in that. So, David, those are the things that I'm going to do. And men out there, those are the things that I'm going to do. With that being said, David, I'm going to pass it back over to you.
No, that's Scotty. I love it. And guys, I love the stories because the stories makes you connect with your own journey. And Scotty just made me up my game. Like for those of you that are on my Team Cup team, I know some of you have been commenting, and I know you're on here. I didn't demand is I said Success Club, and you're all, because most of you are starting your business Emeralds, but this is why you connect with people that are going to stretch you and lift you up. So you saw what Scotty's standards are. So expect a message from me to up your game at a higher level. And I absolutely love it because he made me think at a higher level. Now, guys, the last thing I want to say and close out on Acting on Summit is I want you guys to have a vision when you left there. And I want you to keep that vision in front of you of the goals you want to achieve. And if I lift this up, just a quick little story. If you guys see right here, this is a lighthouse that's on my patio that Kristen and I have. And this lighthouse is basically something that Kristen and I look at each and every day because we want to get a house on the ocean, on the beach. And we bought this last year in Cape May as a vision for us. It's like a vision board. So every day we know we can strive to achieve what we want to reach and ultimately get a beautiful house on the ocean to have our family and friends over and just create memories with our family and our kids. The reason I'm bringing this up is because after Summit, you probably have goals and you have dreams and you want to achieve certain things, but I want you to have the vision and I want you to either get a vision board and put things in front of you so you keep yourself focused on where you want to go. So each day you're seeing it, as each morning when we come out here in the summer months, I'm seeing this lighthouse to remind me what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm trying to strive to do. So guys, I hope you guys had a lot of takeaways from that. Scotty had some amazing stories, even having me up my game for my Team Cup. You absolutely have to be on a Team Cup team. And the last thing that we always say to close it out, guys, it's on you and you need to, as we say, hashtag man up. So have a great rest of your weekend. We love you guys and we'll talk to you.